Hey, good evening, y'all. It's your boy Angels of the Prodigy, you know what I'm saying? It's Black History Lesson Part number 21, and today's topic is breastfeeding. Now, did you know black women were force fed? No, black women were forced to breastfeed white babies. And the reason behind that was because white women thought that by breastfeeding their own babies, it would be messy for them and it would look bad on their motherhood. And also, it was considered to be unhealthy by doctors who wrote reports to say that breastfeeding is unhealthy. And any white women that were to breastfeed their own babies, they were shunned and shamed for it. So they got black women to do that. The term is called wet nursing. You know what I'm saying? Now, when they saw that African babies were more healthy than their own babies, that's what they sat down and realized, you know what? We're going to force these African slave women to go ahead and breastfeed our babies, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to force not force, we're going to feed the black babies a substitution of the breast milk, which was very unhealthy and made the babies ill. And when the babies died, the men who helped procreate these slave babies did not even want anything to do with the black woman. And that's real. So, as they were breastfeeding white women, as they were breastfeeding white babies, the white babies were turning out to be very healthy and all that. However, the practice started to die down as soon as black women and black men were becoming more free. Now, the black woman, even though the practice of wet nursing was abolished, they still, on the low, breastfeed white babies to make money. But they will be called all sorts of names, such as being a prostitute. You understand? In New York City, if you go downtown Brooklyn or Manhattan, you will see a lot of black women pushing strollers of white babies in it instead of their own babies, even if they even had babies. You understand? So, you know, when the babies were being kidnapped by slave traders, the pain would hit the breast milk, where there would be no choice but it would leave the woman no choice but to breastfeed a baby that doesn't look nothing like her, and if it was a white baby. It wasn't often a white baby, it was a white baby. So, when you think about it, why did they allow slave women to breastfeed white babies? And the answer behind that is genetics. Black people are just genetically dominant compared to white people. White people are naturally recessive. That's why they can't stand the sun. And as for black people, with the carbon in our body, better known as melanin, we can stand the sun. And it is unnatural to be digesting any type of dairy products, you understand? Which is why breast milk is healthy. Every mammal does it. You don't see no other mammal taking anybody else's milk from anybody else except for human beings. White people just naturally can't breastfeed their babies and give them the proper nutrients that a black woman can do for their babies and their own babies. But wet nursing existed during the biblical times, but it was mostly when African women were forced to breastfeed white babies and all that. You understand? So that was making them, the African women who were breastfeeding white babies, they were making more money than freed African women that weren't breastfeeding anybody's baby but their own. And like I said, when their babies passed away and all that, the black men didn't want anything to do with the black women. So you can understand the pain and the hurt that black women had to deal with from the past. But I'm gonna put an article in the description so you can read exactly where I got this information from. Understand? Anyway, it's your boy Just the Prodigy, and peace out. Black History Lesson Part number 21 for February 21st. I'm out.